let's move on to EarthGang. Dropping, I guess this is their second album technically, but I mean, in terms of projects, they've
Right.
been doing a lot of stuff.
Second Dreamville album.
Second Dreamville album. They've been putting out uh, Spillage Village
Hmm.
records, or which or I guess only one, but um, or is it, they've done two? I think they've
There's a they had like the debut Spillage Village album Spillage in
Spillage,
2020,
and yeah,
and there
yeah.
was like other like Spillage Village mixtapes back in the day. Just like there's a myriad other Earth Gang projects. Of course, when around their first when their first Dreamville album Mirrorland came out, we also had Revenge of the Dreamers 3, the Dreamville label album. So Earth Gang's been pretty busy the past 3 years or so. That's without question probably the third pillar of Dreamville, or third or fourth pillar of Dreamville artists. J. Cole, Jid, Earth Gang, Ari Lennox. That's kind of your big four right now. So uh, I feel like they really settled in to being part of Dreamville, and at this point they seem really comfortable and confident in their music and their sound. And this new record, Ghetto Gods, kind of doubling down on like we're an Atlanta duo, and we've been making Atlanta trap for a long time, but we still have our own spin, our own voice, and that's pretty evident on this second Dreamville album. So I don't know if I was wowed though. Like it didn't necessarily change my opinion of Earth Gang, but it's definitely more Earth Gang. It's not like they took a step back.
Yeah, I think I don't know if I would say wowed is the right term, but I definitely just left being like, this is a really solid track, or a really solid project, I should say. Um, a couple of songs particularly stood out, but there were also some like head scratching moments and just kind of like I'm not really sure what to make of this. And I think that's kind of what EarthGang goes for. Like their whole aesthetic is they're really solid, but they do things that are certainly unique. Even like the cover of the album has this
Right.
like very like creepy vibe to it. These kids on a chain link fence, their eyes are glowing. There's more of them in the background, kind of faded out. So that they're definitely going for something here, which I don't know if it totally lands, but I definitely really liked some of these songs. So, yeah, one of the first songs that stood out to me was actually the third track, Billy, with Future. But it's funny because I think if you just chop off the Future part, the track is fucking awesome. Once he comes in, I literally just hit skip because I was like, this just he didn't need it. I don't know. Did you feel the same way?
Totally. Future sounds like he's on a different song. There's
Hmm.
like a bit of a beat switch, and his flow's
Yes.
completely different. Mumbling, doing future things as you expect. It just doesn't match the high energy, up tempo verses you just got from Olu and Wow Great on the rest of the track. I like the flows. I like the verses. I still don't love the Billy hook though. I feel like if that hook was something else, it wasn't quite as repetitive, that would be like a1 banger. When you chop off Future. Still though, the verses were good enough. I think that's still my favorite track on this. I think, despite some quibbles I have. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny like to have like you have Future. I understand why he's there again. Atlanta guys, Atlanta record, Atlanta sound. Why not have the biggest guy in Atlanta? Makes sense, but like it just doesn't match the
No, it
rest of the
doesn't
track at
match at
all.
all. Yeah, no. So that one stood out to me, and then immediately you get the Jid and J Cole
Right.
team up with Earth Gang on Water Boys, which I think is also a really solid track, and just kind of allows all of them to do their own thing. Um, once again, like I hear Jid and I hear J Cole, and I'm like, yeah, they're always solid when they pop on, but I don't think the track blew me away like I was kind of hoping it would when I first saw them on it.
Yeah, not quite to the level of some of those past J. Cole features the
Mm-mm.
past few years leading up to the off season where he was like completely untouchable. Even though he says no more off season on that verse. Probably B plus tier Cole
Yeah.
feature given what we've had. I also wanted more from Jid on that, honestly, and we had that lead single from him, Surround Sound, earlier in January. Really looking forward to that next Jid album, just in general. And this feature definitely left me wanting more. That's for sure.
What other tracks stood out to you?
Yeah, I thought Amen was pretty
Yeah.
good. Music Soul Child, really good chorus on that. I think that one stands out. And yeah, that's probably the best one. I guess All Eyes on Me, kind of a shorter track, but I really like the Earth Gang verses on that one too.
Mhm.
But
I liked
yeah, go ahead.
I liked "Lie to Me." Felt like it had like a funkier vibe to it. Just really stood out from the rest of it. Um, actually, I'm trying to figure out like which artist it kind of reminded me of. It almost, I don't know. I'm like blanking on it. Maybe like a ghost face, type
Mm,
thing. I don't know,
sure.
like vibe to it. Um, but yeah, the the rest of the album just kind of left me with some head scratchers. I guess Ari Lennox at the end coming in on for Run to the closer. It's always nice to hear her show up. I feel like she's just kind of always bringing the same stuff, and it's always really good. But the track I really wanted to ask you about, probably the second, third, and fourth most famous people on this, Nick Cannon and CeeLo. I guess maybe Nick Cannon's the most famous person on this. I don't
Yeah,
know.
perhaps.
Um, Power. What did you think of that track? That was just a total head scratcher to me.
Yeah, definitely a weird one. Kind of like the Future feature. In theory, having CeeLo Green, another pioneer of
Hmm.
Atlanta rap, obviously dating way back, would have made sense if the song was different, but it doesn't really hit the way they intended. I don't think. And Nick Cannon, it's like I don't think we need Nick Cannon waxing about much of anything, given how hectic his personal life is all the time. So yeah,
Yeah.
not the message I think was intended. That's at least didn't land for me.
Yeah, it's funny when you see CeeLo, do you think about him rapping?
Well, no, not lately. I mean, this is like 15 plus years ago. You have to
Yeah.
be thinking of. So, and any young people listening to that probably have no knowledge of that. But like CeeLo is Dungeon Family, like really like
True.
OG Atlanta stuff. If you go back,
Yeah, wait, I was almost just expecting him to do the Gnarls Barkley stuff and be singing the hook on this when I first saw it, but
right?
yeah, it was interesting to get that. Any other thoughts on Earth Gang or
No, I mean just kind of like Mirrorland. It's like I never loved their full lengths, but like there's always moments or individual songs that I always really appreciate about them. And even if I never like love what they do, still really cool because like they clearly have their own voice and outlook on their music, and Dreamville seems to be a great home for them. So really happy to see that. And also just a cool note, this album was supposed to come out on January 28th, and they pushed it back a month. And the interim, they actually were kind of performing these songs on Ghetto Gods at a bunch of shows for like their most loyal fans as like sneak previews, viral marketing kind of thing. So that's cool. But yeah, it's at the end of the day, to me, it's just more Earth Gang.